And special guest star this evening, Odie Bucholz.
We have a special guest for you. He's an Indianapolis local, but he's an up-and-coming comedian. We wanted to give him a shout on this show, so give it up, clap really loud for Odie Bucholz. Give Odie a big hand.
Wow, thanks for that. About half of Woody, I think. Find the other half, let me know. I hope you guys didn't think that your applause triggered my sexual arousal. I read somewhere in the paper the other day that it's National Cankle Awareness Week, so be aware. Luckily for everybody here, it's not Man Boob Thursday. Just a question, just a quick poll. Has anybody here ever had to eat a bag of weed? Because you pull up to a stoplight after dark, you looked in the rear view mirror, and the car behind you had a luggage rack? Me neither. Anybody here, I did America's Got Talent last year. You might have seen me if you were the janitor in the editor's floor that sweep up the clips that didn't get on the show. Anybody else do America's Got Talent last year? Well, I gotta tell you, as a comedian, the women judges are ball busters. I got on the show, did my set, went pretty well. Howard Mandel actually gave me a standing applause. Got some nice kudos, some nice comments from Howard Stern. And then it got to Heidi Klum. And Heidi just sat there with that stupid freaking look on her face. You know? I mean, that stupid, sexy, beautiful look. And she goes, I guess you're funny. I just don't get comedians. And I said, well, you know what? I said, I feel you, babe, because I've never really gotten a supermodel either. I mean, I dated a cheerleader in high school, but that's about as close as I ever got. Then I got to Mel B, and I thought, well, maybe I've got a chance here. Mel B goes, well, I'm a lot like Heidi. I don't really go comics either. And so, I guess I can understand, because, you know, who needs humor when you've got the world's respect as a Spice Girl? I really suck at technology. I mean, I'm terrible at technology. I will say the technology I do know, it's really made my long-distance relationship a whole lot better. My girlfriend lives about 1,500 miles away, and we talk on the phone every day, and 2 or 3 times a week, we argue on purpose, hang up on each other, because we know that about 20 minutes later, we're going to be engaged in the hottest makeup text you've ever heard. You know, somebody asked me one time, you know, what about sex? I said, that's not sext. You know, I mean, shirt off, I look kind of like the Michelin Man. Pants off, I can prove to you if I get myself in the right position, this cavernous belly button I got is not the only inning on my body. I went to Catholic school, and I am so glad I did. So I learned the most important thing I have ever learned in my life in Catholic school. I learned that in olden times, that a person's occupation, or I'm sorry, a person's last name was derived from their occupation. You know, like baker, smith, cook. And I know that doesn't sound like real important information to you, but I'm telling you what, it saved my ass, literally. Because I kind of had an epiphany. It's like once I learned that a person was named after what they did, I knew I had spent my last second alone with Father Dickinson. I'm a very literal person. If somebody says something to me, I hear the words that they say, not what they, not what they're implying. I mean, for example, somebody asks me, do you know what time it is? I'll look at my clock and I'll say yes. And this has been in play a couple times recently. recently. I walked into McDonald's, and it was lunchtime, and it was fairly busy, and so it took me a couple minutes to get up to the counter. Well, the first thing the lady says, she goes, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's." She goes, "Sorry about your wait." And I thought, I know that I'm a big fella, but have I really allowed myself to get to the point where complete strangers feel compelled to apologize to me for it? Well, later on, I'm at Applebee's, and because I just eaten McDonald's, I couldn't really finish my meal. And so the server came up, and she noticed that I was done because there was still food on my plate, and I was talking. She goes, "You want a box for those leftovers?" "Box? Honey, I'm way out of your weight class. If I hit you once, I'd knock you out." What do you say we just rock, paper, scissors for maybe a pie to go or something? I also suck at trash talking. I found this out one time. I was playing basketball. Me and this guy were kind of pushing each other back and forth. And he finally told me, he said, "Dude," he said, "keep it up." He said, "I'm going to mop the floor with your face." And since I suck at trash talking, all I could think of was, "Oh yeah? Well, good luck getting those corners clean." And as it turns out, my tongue bends and stretches and let out. And I bust out in hives every time I see a Spick and Span commercial. Oh me, why do parents just lost all sense of reality when it comes to judging their own kids' talent? When I did the auditions at America's Got Talent, there were 3 separate teenage girls in the audition room with me. And since they were under 18, their parents had to be there with them. Well, all 3 girls, and this is the honest to God truth, all 3 girls chose the same song to sing. And they all chose the same key, the key of off. But moms and dads were sitting there, no matter how these girls sounded, and the moms had this ecstatic look in their eyes, like they're sitting in front row at a John Legend concert, and he's singing all of them directly to them. Dads have this look in their eye, like they're sitting front row at Hooters, and it's all you can eat Wayne Wednesday night. Well, have any of you ever woken up with your breath stinking so bad that you got to brush your teeth before you piss? Well, when I was married, this led to my divorce because I could smell her breath, even with her back turned to me, her mouth closed, and she's in her own bedroom. You know how when you breathe outside in the wintertime, you see that trail of vapor, that breath? That was in my house every morning. I remember one morning, I'm laying there and I thought, "Oh my God, she must be up," because I laid there and I stretched and stretched and stretched. And I was like, "Son of a bitch, I cut my hand on it." It's like, how do you explain to the company nurse that you cut your hand on breath? It was like exorcist type breath. It was the worst thing I'd ever smelled in my life. No, I wonder sometimes how these people on TV and in movies, I don't know how they do it. They wake up and they're automatically in each other's face, and pretty soon, they're mashing tongues with each other. And I don't know how they do it because that has not been my experience. My experience has been that I wake up and I realize that sometime over the course of the night, my wife has somehow learned how to swallow her own ass. And I am not sticking my tongue down there first thing in the morning or any other time of day. Well, guys, that's my time, that's my set, and I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Odie Bucholz one more time for Odie.